Oh yeah. One last movie. This review is gonna be about A Beautiful Mind, and I'm not gonna talk so much about this because, this movie's been talked to death before. But I'm gonna give my take. This was actually a pretty good movie because, um, basically what this movie tells it's the true story about John Nash. He's From my research, he's a mathematician who discovered several theories that helped in the end in economics. Like, this movie's based on the biography written by, I don't remember the person's name, but I know the person was really big in economics. So, yeah. So John Nash is this is his true story because it's as a person, he suffers through schizophrenia. Like, this is they actually if a lot of people mistake schizophrenia for like insanity because of the Joker in The Dark Knight. And I'm not saying The Dark Knight's a bad movie, but it's not it's not the correct it's not what really schizophrenia is. It's more on, like, you see delusions and you believe it's real. Like, you in this movie, he interacts with his delusions as if they were really there, which is actually kind of scary to see in this movie because there's a lot of moments in the movie where he's going frantic, like going insane. He's saying, you're not real," and in the real world perspective, you don't see anything there. It's just him shouting, and it's actually kind of shocking to see in this movie. And in this movie, I mean, like, what is there to say? I mean, it's a good dramatic film. I mean, it's the basic story where it's as if you did not know this was a biography film. As a drama film, I mean, it's the story about a guy who has a illness and um, he's trying to survive it, or he's trying to get past it, and it shows his, like, rise to fame. I mean, it's that kind of story where he has this big problem, and he's like, it shows him step by step learning to recover, learning to ignore the delusions, learning to um, get along better with his wife, and also getting along better with his um, associates, and also developing the theories that would gain him the Nobel Prize later on. Like, it's all done very well. It's all acted very well, and the overall atmosphere was pretty good. I mean, some problems with it. They actually kind of exaggerated some points about John Nash's life. If you actually do some research, there's a lot of points in this movie they kind of forgot. Like, John Nash was actually divorced, and there's also some. He was also, I think, homosexual at some points in his life. Like, they couldn't put everything in this film, so I didn't really bother. But besides that, some other problems with this movie. I mean, at some points it seemed a little too dramatic, and I know it sounds more like a nitpick, but at for me, it's a kind of a problem where it's just they're putting too much emotion in the scene. Like, there's a scene where I think it was his wife. I forgot the actress. Jennifer Connelly. There we go. The actress, his wife. She's in bed with him, and she goes to get a drink of water, and she suddenly just flips out and breaks the window. Like, I don't know if that happened in real life, but that came out of nowhere. Like, she just smashed the window, and it's like, I can't. That was just, bleh. But despite my nitpicks, it's still a pretty good movie, and everyone did pretty good in it. I mean, like, it was it was really nice to see Russell Crowe in a non fighting role. I mean, like, everyone knows him in, like, Gladiator and Master and Commander, but here he's more quiet, which is actually kind of cool. And also, Jennifer Connelly did pretty good, and I think the best person in this entire movie was actually Ed Harris. He played a delusion, one of the delusions who made Nash believe he was a CIA agent, and Ed Harris did actually pretty good. So overall, it's not a bad movie. And if you and also if you look in the special features, actually it goes further into John Nash. I mean, it still doesn't mention, the stuff that didn't make into the movie, but it's actually nice to see how they made the film, how they like incorporated his work into the film. I'm actually trying to study game theory. It's a little complicated right now, but I'm getting it. So post your comments about, post your thoughts about this movie. I'd like to hear it. Don't be afraid. I don't bite.